All right. Yep. We live. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm rearranging everything on the desktop. I showed up late, making sure everything's fucking working tonight. Like I'm not running another snafu motherfucking bullshit, you know? Uh, what's everybody doing for the holidays? Any big plans? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. Wait, why is Wonders typing in Discord? It's a little late for him, isn't it? Why isn't he on here? Right? Well, I was about to say, why isn't he on here? Well, yeah, we got four people floating around here. We got we got John Cotton, we got Tony, and then probably you two are watching it too. I'm guessing, huh? Oh no, okay. So we got a few. We got a few floating in. Oh, Spy. You gonna get into it with me today on that, or are we just gonna ignore it? Uh, Like yesterday when you went bear, and I said, "Be careful. They already hedged for it the day before." Oh. Wait, can you only hear me? No, no. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Can you guys hear me? No, no, I'm talking about chat. Can chat hear me? And then can chat hear Mike? Who can't you hear? I'm gonna go ape if oh oh I'm just gonna go buy a bunch of AMC and be done with this. Everybody. Can you guys hear? No, can't hear Mike. Okay. Well, that I guess is just a number show for a second. Let me see here. Why is oh, you know why? I bet you that's why. Everybody. Oh my God. Discord, you pile of doo doo. Where is that setting?
Bottom. That's numbers.
That's numbers. You
All
hear me
right.
now?
Can you guys hear them now?
Can you hear me now?
Oh. We got to figure out a better setup in this
Dude,
fucking shit.
it's because my mic and like I switch all my shit around when I game.
That he can hear me. What about?
And OBS likes to be a pile.
All right, we're good. We're live. We're online. All right, sorry
Okay,
everybody.
we're good.
I'll miss everything again. Next week we'll have everything set up, right? We gotta figure this out here. Stop doing this fucking like last week. Me and Heat were just talking to each other the whole show.
Yeah, and it was like playing through. It was playing through my mic sitting on my desk, and I felt really bad. God, that was terrible.
Wife being mad at you about something and throwing some plates and
Yeah, but basically what
So
happens?
anyway,
Yeah.
we're talking about Spy. So Spy, we had the FOMC meeting right yesterday. What was it? I believe they raised the taper amount a little bit, right? Like $5 billion. They raised it.
Yep.
If I remember correct, they raised it $5 billion. Then what did they do? They did no rate hikes, right? No rate hikes until.
Well, there's 3 planned rate hikes coming in 2022, but they're not going to initiate until there's a maximum. I believe the word they used was job participation rate, which it was very ambiguous to me. I didn't really understand what he meant by that. Technically, there are 3 planned, but nobody knows when they're going to happen.
Yeah, it's all the discretion of the Fed, which was a huge thing on if the man was going to stay on board or they're going to bring in a new guy and all that nonsense. A couple, like, what was that, a month ago? Everything is a blur to me at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, whatever the fuck they said. I mean, honestly, who cares? Anytime Jay Powell opens up his mouth, the motherfucker's lying. But anyway, the thing ripped. The Spy ripped yesterday. It was a complete bull trap. Everyone got all hyped up. Thought we were just gonna pump and pump and pump forever, and they never pulls back, and all the same shit the Bulls always say. And then today the rug just got pulled on everybody. I believe it closed. Where did it close at? Let me pull it up here.
Well, yeah, Milpo though was reading what we were typing pre-market yesterday, and he
Closed
ran it.
at 464. Landed right on a freaking support area, an old support, and it bounced off of it, and now it's kind of consolidating. So
Yeah, but I wanted to give a shout out to Milpo because he was reading our chat yesterday in the trading floor on what we thought was going to happen. And right before he said he was watching Spy, he took calls and he held them through the freaking night until this morning. So he made like 130% on his calls. Just crushed it. I told him I better see it in profits. I don't know if he posted them yet. Let me go check right now.
His charting and analytics are, I mean, they're phenomenal. We've had
Yeah, yeah.
several problems about, what he likes. I mean, he just knows how to pick them. He can read them. I mean, it's crazy. And I do it in the professional realm, and he does it for fun, and he's better than I am. So that's crazy.
Yeah,
and I've been trying to get him on the Discord too. He won't do it. He won't.
he won't he won't come on here.
Nah, he won't come on here.
Oh, I'll yell at him too. Tell
Yeah,
him he
we
needs
got
to.
a couple of them that I'm trying to get on here. I'm gonna get Hokage on here soon, but he works until 8 o'clock Eastern, so it's a little bit hard. You got to try and find a day he doesn't fucking gotta work all night.
Yeah.
How
Is
many
this
how many viewers we at now? We're gonna
we had
drop
6.
we're gonna drop a little contest, but I was hoping we'd get a little bit more viewers in there than fucking
We're at 6 so far. Give it a little bit. People will come around. It's Thursday. People are watching football. Speaking of which, what is
Football's
it? Huh?
not even on yet.
Nope, nope. But it is last week before playoffs in our fantasy league, right?
Yes, sir, and your boy locked in the spot. Let's
Did you
go.
lock one in?
I was going
Nice.
off.
I know.
Got more than 50 on the live. I'm going to give a choice of
Choice of
I
5.
the bottom, dog. I was in last place. I had the worst team. My freaking son picked my team. We literally had no good players. We just had good quarterbacks. That's it. It's fully
Yeah, and
stacked.
then I had to trade you some peeps.
Yep, and now I'm in 4th place right now. And I've got the last place team to seal it up tomorrow or this week.
Sorry, you
Yep.
could have just took, and you would have to rang it up on everybody this year.
Oh, I'm about to come up on from behind. I'm about to win the whole joint.
Oh, everybody's lucky I traded Mike some of my players. Otherwise, I would have been 13-0. I'm sitting at the top. I clutched last week. Just gotta get through it and into the playoffs. Did we put in money on this or no? Or were we going to and then we
Yeah.
decided not to?
$20 ahead. You don't remember?
I thought we did. I don't think I ever
Yeah.
paid anybody. I was just
No,
gonna take it out of your
yeah, we're collecting at the end of the year. Whoever
okay.
wins, we'll
I'll just
do
collect
that.
it then. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you'll be. You got my cash app for our bet, so you could just send me the 20 once I beat
Oh
you.
yeah. I'll just take it out of the 50 you're gonna owe me in October.
Right.
Or no, wait, 100 now.
We doubled down.
Oh,
But anyway, so we wanted to go over a couple things tonight. I know we wanted to talk about realistic goals, setting some realistic goals. For yourself, achieving those goals, and then when you achieve those goals in a timely manner, sometimes even just walking away and taking the rest of the day off, so you don't give it back to the dealer, tip the dealer, as some would say. So, if you want to start with some goal setting with the goal setting topic.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can start with I guess me personally. I hit my monetary goal right around the same time you did, in early October, right?
Yeah.
Here. And I mean, it was a lofty goal when I set it. And that was basically just going off commons and becoming a more active trader and being profitable in trading. I've been very profitable investing in long terms, but for a while, most people aren't for a while. But I this year was my turning point. So, I actually spoke to Julian about it the other day, and I'm going to spend most of next year working. The joke he made was the Montero Option Academy. Just follow. I mean, the Hokage again does really well. He's been following him, and he's killing it right now. That's probably part of my game. So, I mean, my personal goals, I'm going to take a portion of a fun account and do nothing but options for an entire year. So I'm going to try to do a 5x multiple on a small account just to see what I can do. That is the week. What about for you?
So I mean, with goals that I've hit and stuff like that, more so, I hit my goal around October. Here, I actually have 5x my goal now. The first 100 comes pretty quick, and it just, doesn't come pretty quick. It's a fight, and then the next couple just like have been coming to me. I changed my strategy up completely. I'm not really too much worried about day trading and swing trades. I got a couple of solid strings, but mostly just scalping with large size is what I've been doing. I take probably 30, 40 trades a day, and it's just compounded and compounded. And my goals, I've hit way far beyond my goals. So, with the goal setting, what I wanted to really go over was like, how to set realistic goals for your portfolio size. So what you would think, like when you're setting a goal, what, not to be too far out. You know what I'm saying? Like people set a goal and they've got like a $5,000 account and their weekly goal, because I like to set a weekly goal, right? And then when I hit my weekly goal, anything else is gravy. It's all on top. So my weekly goal is whatever it is, but it's not 100K or two. I did try to push that for 100K, but I didn't. You know what I mean? It's not something far out where you're not going to hit it. It's something that's maintainable. You can hit it and you can go beyond it so that you're consistently hitting your goals. And then, it kind of builds character at the same time,
Yeah, no, I got you. And I think I can speak to that. It's knowing where you want and then working back from there. So, if you want an attainable goal, you have to, almost check yourself, because everybody's got their own bravado, their own ego. Everybody wants to get rich in the market. That.
Yeah. How we're doing it.
Yeah. And your goals, my goals, numbers goals, Wonder's goals, everybody's goals are going to be different based on their limitations. Just easy parameters, I guess, is attainability.
Oh, Julie checked in.
Imagine how much you could make normally in a year with the amount of time that you're willing to spend to get that just job, right? Say if you were in 30 grand a year last year or something like that in a job, or 2 years ago, give or take.
What happened?
So we were talking about like 2 years ago, was it? You made like 30 grand a year, 2 years at your job?
5K a year, yeah. Yeah, I was making just enough to like live paycheck to paycheck type.
So at that time, your goal was to be able to have sustainable income so you would be able to spend more time with your family, right?
Exactly, yeah. And then I took a tax return and I put that into the market a couple of years back, and I kind of blew. I've dabbled in the market before this, but I blew up. I blew up an account a couple of years back, and then I dabbled again. Kind of blew up a little bit, and then this time I kind of was like, what am I doing wrong here? And that's when I started watching more podcasts, YouTube, reading, studying. I found N7's room. He's got a room full of like educational stuff, and I hit the books hard. And one thing that I always heard was keep a journal, set goals, right? Set goals, the goals, compound those goals, and make bigger goals as you go on. You fall short. It happens. You're not going to hit your goal every single time. If someone tells you they're green every single day and they've never had a red day, like they're lying to you.
Yeah,
it's a red day.
You don't want to listen to them. But
yeah.
Perfect example right there, because you had a goal. Like, you didn't necessarily state the goal you had, but you went through the steps that you took to achieve that goal. There are going to be setbacks. And surviving in the market is a numbers game. I mean, if you can make it long enough to where you start turning green after a year, you're probably going to make it. It's that learning curve that kills everybody. They get discouraged. Once you where you have your, like you were saying, with your blowing up your account and going into the education and looking at new charts, you have to have that moment, almost like rock bottom, right? You get to the point you want to make a change. So you had your goal of being able to work not at a job, and you achieve that.
I remember when that happened too, because wasn't even ready for that, right? Actually got fired, and I was talking to Wonder one night, and I was coaching football, and I was like, I don't know what I should do, and he was like, fuck it, bro, you don't need a job. And it was definitely not it wasn't an easy transition, because I've worked since I was 14, 13. I used to frame houses, and then got into sales, and fuck that shit, bro. He was like, you don't need a job. And now it's just history. Then fuck work. I could sleep till whenever I want. I could play with my daughter when I want to. It's just why not? But yeah, it was a long road. It wasn't an easy thing. It wasn't just like oh, here we go in a trade, and now I don't need a job anymore. Like, it was a lot of fucking hungry nights where I didn't want to pull money out and shit like that.
My point is you got to that moment. It's like where you have Wonder to step in and help you. I didn't necessarily have somebody like that. I had to learn the hard way, and it's taken me years and years and years to acquire gotten in less than a year. I mean, numbers went to stock analytics, and I mean you outperformed both of us.
Yeah, I mean,
yo, what's going on? Sorry, I'm late.
Williams in the house,
but
finally.
So I've been listening. I wanted to jump in, but I wanted to let you guys finish what you were saying. I mean, if I can maybe share, my goals and what I've seen in this market. I don't know if we're on that, how we are on time or something, but if we do have some time, real quick.
No, do what you got to do.
Good bud.
Cool. So a lot of you know me. If I have told you, I started in January of this year. And I was working as a mechanic for Ford. Most of y'all know I got into a motorcycle accident where it took me out of my career. It destroyed my leg. I still have issues walking. I had to get surgery for it. And this was in October of last year. During the downtime, I really didn't have anything to do. I was not interested in the markets at all. And I wasn't, it wasn't something that I even wanted to learn. But through the time of not being able to work and having bills, that needed to be paid, that's what got me into it is crypto. And so I messed with Dogecoin, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, and all that stuff. But I would say that's probably, getting in that accident has been the best decision of my life. It's really taught me, different from school and from college. It pays you to learn, so if you really sit down on a graph and you focus on what you want to do, you learn, what technical analysis is, you read the indicators, it really does pay you to learn. And so I just wanted to share that as this should be, if you're working full-time now, I would say, keep your job. I mean, you definitely don't want to just quit your job when you don't have, I would say, years of experience. But I mean, that should be your goal, is to have, this at least full-time. For me, it's been great where I can hop on in the morning, and in 30, 40 minutes, I've made, what I used to make in a month. So I don't know, just wanted to share that real quick. That's a real, I heard you guys talking about that. So
no, yeah,
just wanted to share that.
No, yeah, for real. That's like what the goal is, right? The goal is financial freedom. That's how we do it. It's not real, like we like to joke and be like, we're gonna get fucking rich, right? Like, let's get
rich. But you got to be realistic. This it's gonna take years. There's people who've been doing this. Yeah, it's gonna take.
It's survival, bro. It's a game of survival, right? I was told this way early on, right? Like 95 or 98% of retail bust out their first investment in like the first 6 months. And then another 50% of that, add more money and lose that in the next 6. And it's like if you can survive long, you're gonna lose, right? You're gonna lose. You're gonna take a lot of losses in the first couple months, couple years until you start to be like, okay, oh, what am I doing wrong? Actually sit down and continue to do what I'm doing wrong. And the first 6 months, I was just chasing, right? This time around, I would chase. I'd look at Weeble's top gainers. I didn't have a scanner. I didn't have anything where I'd read the comments on Weeble and stock twits, see where the volume's at, and I would fucking buy the top and sell the bottom. And was like,
we've all done that at some point.
Wait,
Here can say that.
bro,
so you're Super Saiyan?
yeah. I would scream manipulation. The retail, the market's manipulated. No shit, bro. It's always manipulated. This is what we have to deal with. Either deal with it and win, or don't deal with it and keep talking about it.
Well, it's kind of. I was actually kind of telling Molipo that he was talking to me about how he's going to start playing Spy more. And I said, what you need to do when you play Spy is you have to understand what big banks want to do. And as soon as you understand what big banks want to do, then you understand what Spy's going to do, because they're going to manipulate Spy to do whatever it is that they need it to do. And it's just crazy. I said, so you just need to watch the volume, and you need to watch like on small volume. If it goes up, then that means there's a good buying incentive. But if there's a big, large volume of sell, like that's probably big banks pushing it down, and those are some flags that you just need to watch for. It's manipulation at its finest.
And that's a good piece to jump into the next little topic, which is tape, right? So I get a lot of DMs about, how to read the tape, and then also price action, which they can, coincide with each other. The tape is telling where the price action is going, which way, long or short. And I don't know, a couple messages. I think Keith's seen them too in the Discord that, the tape is all fake, orders are all fake. Somebody posted and it's not, it's not fake. It's a real thing. The tape.
Fair. Tape reading, that's a theory, just like, TTM or, fib retracement. I mean, they're all theories.
Right.
Like, there are no laws.
And to add on to that, tape reading is really all dependent on where you're reading the tape. If you're reading it on Weeble, it's completely different than reading it on Schwab, which is completely different than reading real time, right? And so you have to understand what you're reading.
Yeah, for real time though, you need a real broker, right? So
right.
Weeble's tape is only going to have Weeble orders on it, and same with Robinhood. I don't even know if Robinhood has a tape, but I'm just
no, they don't.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
No.
But Moomoo, so Moomoo is one of the free brokers that you can go on. It's free. There's no commission. And it has all the exchanges on there, the routing. So you can see all the different exchanges that are, if you go and look and you're reading the real tape, like what actually is controlling the stock's movement, not Weeble, you'll see all the different brokers. You got the New York Stock Exchange. You've got, pull them all up for you, because you have it on Trade Zero and Trade Station too. Me and Key were talking about it.
There's brokers. There's so many places you can route. Direct routing is the only way that you're ever really going to get what you want at the price you want it at without somebody opening their short against you.
What?
Biggest scam. And sorry.
You mean Robinhood doesn't make all their money on POD?
If it's free, you are. I mean,
you're paying for it in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying exactly. Robinhood,
it's probably more.
You're paying out your orders to a certain broker, a certain exchange, and then that exchange, then they fill your bid. They're opening up a short against your bid. That's how they fill your bid at a short
Well,
position.
yeah, they're either doing that or they're taking the shares that you just bought and then they're loaning them out to whoever is shorting against you, or vice versa.
Yeah. You got ARCA, you've got the NYSE, you've got DMA, right? You've got...
There's a bunch of brokers.
Yeah, there's so many of them. So anyway, what I was getting at is if your tape isn't showing you, if you're on a free broker and your tape isn't showing you all the amounts that the money's going to, then it's not you're not really reading level 2. Like, to pay for, I know Webull charges for level 2. Like, cancel that shit. You don't need it. Webull's level 2 wasn't going to tell you anything. Tape reading, what it is it's supply and demand, right? So it's a way to tell, you might see a stock move. You want to find the unusual volume or higher than usual relative volume. You're going to be day trading or scalping. You want to have momentum stock, and I use level 2 to read the tape because I can see where all of the orders are coming in from and where they're going to. If they're filling red or green, and I can see the sizing, all that good stuff. And it's supply and demand. So if there's more demand, there's more buyers. If there's more supply, there's more sellers. And that's pretty much how price action is controlled. Is we see the tape, you're reading the tape, and you see like a way to spot an algo. Because I've been really working on this, like trying to spot an algo in the tape. And a lot of the times you'll see like these big knives that come down, right? You'll see like a flush candle or a kill candle.
Never.
And then you'll see that stock get bought up right back. I've seen it on BYSE did it today, right? So it flushed down and it got bought back up, and then now it's back in the 4.3. Same thing with I think it was SCAC. It flushed down, it got bought up, consolidated, and it went on an afternoon run. And the way to spot that algo that's buying, you're trying to find... Hold on a second.
Let me clarify. What he's saying by algo is trading. If you're going to Google what you want to look for.
Yeah, so this is all skeptical, what I'm going over here right now. Like, none of this is set in stone. This isn't like law, but 90% or 80% of trading that's done on the market is done by computers. It's not done by people. All the major stock exchanges, all the brokers, all the fucking hedge funds, all the prop shops, the prop shop hedge funds. Actually, I guess prop shops.
I think it's higher than that now.
Yeah, is it higher than 80%? I know a couple years ago it was 80%. But anyway, the prop shops are probably like the only ones where they actually have live traders, but they still use algos. And the algos are pretty much just, they turn them on, and that's where patterns are formed. Like, certain hedge funds have their own algos, right? And if you can spot the same algo, which is like, maybe you can locate a buy order in the tape that's the same size every time it hits a certain price, right? That's how I'll kind of get an idea. And then you could find it on multiple stocks that have the same chart, same pattern, and it's doing the same exact thing. You can identify, okay, this algo, and each broker has their own algo, right? Like, we seen one time a couple months back, there was this same Head and Shoulders pattern hitting every runner, every major runner. I think numbers me and you were talking about, like, this Head and Shoulders everywhere. And stocks were just knifing right afterwards, and it was the same algo that was just turned on across all the runners, eating up the shares short, and then just killed candle and collect the profit. That hedge fund made a couple $100 million off of the those small caps.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people recognize this, but they don't realize what it is, because you see the post constantly everywhere of, hey, look at AMC is following SPY, which is following GME, which is following like BBIG. They're all doing the exact same thing. Well, yeah, because they all have the same algo running on them. That's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it is. And when sympathies go, that's the same algo turning onto that play. That's when one sympathy, I know we've gone over it on the show before, but it's when like a stock like AMC is running, or actually I use GME because GME is always, used to be the main runner. GME is running, and then AMC follows, and then costs, and then Express, and that's all the same. That's all the same stock. And here you go. I got. I'm gonna
That's
send you numbers.
that's
I'm gonna send you this. Milo Poe just sent me the sample algo. I'm gonna send it to you. Numbers. See if you can pull it up on the screen here
Yeah.
for everybody to see. But that's the same algo hitting that stock. And like I said, this is all speculation. You go ask a hedge fund, anything about an algo, and they're not gonna give you their secrets. There's nothing written online. I mean, you can learn a little bit on YouTube about it. You can find a little bit about it online, but you're never gonna find like set rules on what the algo does or what how to spot. Like you have to figure out it on your own pretty much, and be smart enough to identify the same size buy order hitting at the same exact spot every time the stock hits it, and it's the same exact exchange that it's going through, that's routing to. And that's kind of how I'll spot, a buyer in the tape, right? You see a buyer in the tape, it's holding the stock up. Every time the stock goes down, I see a 5,000 or 10,000 share order hit at the same spot, it pops back up. Does it again, that's somebody collecting shares because they're going to turn the algo on, like Wonder always likes to joke about, that he turns on the algo. That's what it means. It's going to turn the algo up, and that motherfucker's going to run, or they're shorting it. And you see a sell order every time it hits a supply zone. It hits a supply zone, you see the sell. It hits a supply zone, and you see a sell up here. Hits a supply zone, and then all of a sudden, knife. And while it's doing that, it's forming a pattern. Whether it be a head and shoulders pattern, whether it be a wedge, whether it be, a bull flag, a bear flag, inverse head and shoulders. And these are all patterns. You can go into the strategies channel on the Discord and you can see them. And then before, I think he's got something to say. Before that, I should drop the disclaimer. Everything that we talk about on here are just our ideas and opinions. We're not financial advisors. These aren't buy and sell signals. Nothing here is factual. This is all just speculation and our own opinion. So take it as it is. As well as if you're watching this, you come across this, you're not in the Discord, hit the link below. It's free. Come join us, a supportive community of traders working together. Go ahead, Keith. I know you got something.
Oh, no, I was just going to bring up, so there are a lot of videos on YouTube you can actually look up for former hedge fund managers and former mass trading operators that have came out. And a lot of them are very upset about what is happening. The advent of social media, the advent of the Weeble, the market really opened it up for more manipulation, because they can manipulate the Weeble and StockTwits and Twitter and everything else.
They even have an algo that'll cross all social medias and find where all retail volume is going. Like they know where retail is going before retail does.
They do that. That's social arbitrage. That if you get online, you're too late. And that's the thing, because somebody wants you to see that.
Yeah.
Once you realize that, everybody individually in the market is out for themselves, technically. We work together because we don't have any ulterior motives. But somebody puts something on social media because they want other people to see it. You should definitely think about that before you go researching what you see in Twitter or StockTwits or Weeble chats or anything, outside of somebody you don't trust implicitly, because they're trying to get your money.
Yeah, there's a loser on every end of the trade. A lot of times I see it. I actually posted it on Weeble today. I was like, it's kind of, ridiculous how many people on here are just, blasting off their bags like they're stuck in this stock, and they're like, come buy this, come buy it. Hurry up before it's too late, while it's like in a complete downward spiral. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to go buy this penny stock that's, was at $1 a month ago, and now it's at, 40 cents, and it doesn't look like it's found a bottom, and it's got no news coming up. And, it dropped an offering, so they diluted, and it's just a shitty company all around. It's like, yeah, I'm going to come buy your bags, right? I see that all the time on StockTwits and on Twitter. If one of the gurus puts a post about a stock, go click and look at their comments, because it's just every bag holder in the world is like, hit this one next, pump this one next. And it's like, God, man.
I mean, there are bot farms that large market makers, actually hire a lot. I actually have an ad for one that I saw that was, I think it was $75 a day to post. I looked in my saved files, but they will get one person in a room with, 200 cell phones on a wall, all with different accounts, all posting basically the same thing over and over again, where one person is literally spamming the same chat on Weeble, like 200 different accounts, saying all kinds of different
No,
things.
they don't bring out the shills and the bots. That's all myth, man. They don't pay people to. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they absolutely do.
And you'll be able to notice it. I actually found it in Weeble several times where you'll find, like, you see the tape reading, you'll see a pattern. Like, if you'll see it, it'll almost be like it's barcoding its way up. It's unnatural action. It's just
Yep.
right. And you'll see these same people in succession tweeting or messaging basically the same thing right before it takes a tank or right before it shoots off. Or
Yeah, to buy more
like,
before tank.
you find one of those, don't say anything. You just, as soon as you see it, you know what's coming, get it out in front of it. I mean, I've made a lot of money shorting those bots. You just saying, I just got to give it to him. He is the Hall of Fame short caller.
Who?
Saying
Yeah.
Oh,
he
short
is.
saying.
He really is.
Yo, I don't even have him. I think he blocked me. I trolled him too hard. Unblock me, bro. If you watch this, man, unblock me, man. Your calls are fire, bro.
Hey, speaking of calls, did you unload your Intel calls today? Or are you still holding some? Because it popped to like 5140, and I meant to message you, and I was like, "Do you still have those calls?"
I have a couple leaps still.
Okay.
I usually use leaps for balance my portfolio out. In my trading accounts, I don't personally in leaps unless I'm planning to execute them.
Okay.
The actual purpose of options, right?
Yeah.
Who does that, honestly?
We had a question. I seen a
I had
question on
several, actually.
YouTube here. We had a question. What was
Oh,
it?
from Kevin?
From Kevin. He said, where is it? He said, how do you guys determine your unit sizing? So your position sizing. So Kevin, if you're still checking in here, the way I determine my unit sizing, it's depending on my trade, like what I'm trading. If I'm trading a swing trade, my unit size is going to be smaller, and I'm going to scale in. So I'll probably do like 1% of my portfolio or 2% of my portfolio, and I'll scale into a bigger size. And by the time once the swing starts to go, and I have confirmation of the move, then I'll add size to it. When I'm scalping, I use large size on my scalping. I'll go 1/4 of my portfolio on a scalp, and I keep a 1% stop loss, and I have a 2% sell as soon as I take position. I'll have the sell order already in, the take profit order. And if I'm day trading, I'll usually scale in it depending on when I get in. So if I wake up early enough and I'm up for pre-market, yesterday I got up for pre-market and Wonder was just killing it on the alerts. We were getting in every play that ran yesterday early, like before it even popped. We had like 10 different positions, me and Wonder, and we were the only two trading in the morning at 2 a.m. my time. And I would get, small bits of just nibble every time it bounced. And then once it got the move, the volume hit, once again, I'll add size there. So I like, swings 2%, scale in slowly. If I'm scalping, I would suggest, really learning how to scalp before, using large size on scalps like I do. This has been a strategy I developed in the last couple months. And, it was trial and error. And once I found setups that gave me edge, that's when I started to add, larger size. Me and Julian actually talk about it a lot. The strategy that I use and the edge I get from it and the sizing that I go in my trades. Julian, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here. To add on that, I mean, your strategy, I think that has been probably a game changer for me. a lot of times people think more indicators are better. That is not the case. And sometimes it's actually worse and it hurts you as a trader. When you have all these moving averages, VWAPs, RSI, MACD, all of these things can get confusing. And a lot of these indicators do lag behind. It shows you what the chart did prior to what it is doing right now. So, I mean, your strategy with the VWAP, it's the same on all the time frames. It's cut clean, where if you're wrong, you're wrong. There's no second guessing yourself. There's no, oh, well, it bounced off the 8 but fell through the 5. So yeah, I would say VWAP for me has probably been a game changer a lot, and especially in options too. I mean, scalping options with VWAP is probably, poof, man, that is just so easy.
Yeah, you don't even need, even options. You use all I use for my indicators on my chart is super clean. I used to have all the EMAs.
Same.
I had SMA. I had the VWAP. I had a couple MAs. I had freaking MFI. Got the freaking MACD volume, the this, the that, the third, and the Fibonacci retracements, which I don't even know how to use.
Me neither. I don't know how to use.
Yeah, I have both your points.
I wipe that shit clean, and I do bracket orders like Milopo just messaged me. I use VWAP, I use MFI, MACD, and volume. I see the volume come in, I see the break of the VWAP long, I see a bounce off VWAP, I go long, I see a rejection on VWAP, I go short, I see a breakdown on VWAP, I go short every single time, and I get 2 to 5% on every scalp. Sometimes I'm wrong, I'll go a little early, right? So I'll anticipate the move through VWAP, and it will work. And it happens, a couple times a day where I'll try to move, and that's fine. That's okay as long as there's more than losses. I losses tight, that's fine. But this new strategy, I developed it a couple months ago, and I developed it from a prop trading room. I watch a lot of these prop traders, their videos online, and they keep it so simple, and they make fucking their room, their the SMB Capital is like the biggest prop trading room in the country, and they make billions of dollars a day. And every trader that's gone on, it says I use VWAP, and that's it. All I need is VWAP. They don't have all the lines on their charts when they got their charts pulled up. They just use VWAP. Sometimes they'll use a 50-day moving average, and that's it.
I think both what you said are phenomenal points. And I think what Kevin's trying to get at is, I think what Kevin needs to do is figure out what he wants to do. Whether you want to scalp, you want to swing, and figure out how to do one thing and do one right, and then move to something else and progress yourself. Because if you're back and forth, you're never going to get good at anything.
Yep.
It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Great
point.
Yep.
Trade, that's a perfect scalp. Bounces, take it. I mean, you're taking scalps are what, 0.5% to 1%, 2%. So sometimes you hit a home run.
Sometimes you do, bro. I mean, I had a 15%. I'll let it run. Don't get me wrong. If I see it's got strong momentum, a lot of the times I'll set the sell, the take profit order on half of the position, right, at like 2%. And then I'll do the other half manually, or I'll set another take profit order a little bit higher. But that was a great point, Heat. Kevin, if you're listening, figure out what works for you, which style of trader you want to be. And if you have trouble with sizing, if you're in the Discord, you can message, talk, personally on your portfolio size, figure out great size for you, but definitely figure out, are you a swing trader? Are you a day trader? Are you a scalper? Do you like options? What works for you? Perfect thing. And once you perfected that one thing, then move on to another thing. That's definitely a great advice, Heat.
Yeah. And and I'll add on. When I was in college, I'll never forget this nugget. I was sitting in a room with a bunch of commodity future traders at Cargill headquarters. They're a big co-op, and I'm sitting there talking to them about what they use in order to do their day trading and all their confirmations and everything. And one of the guys looks at me and just says, "Troy, keep it simple." He goes, you're trading too fast throughout the day to have everything open. So you need to keep it as simple as possible so you know what you're looking at. So I've pretty much, I break it down about how Mike has. I have the VWAP, I have the MFI or the RSI, whichever one's available to me at the time, and then I keep the DMA and AMA open just because I like to look at it. It doesn't really do anything for me. I just like to look at it. But yeah, it's all about what works for you, what's easiest for you to read, and what makes sense in your mind because there's so many different indicators and confirmations out there that
I
you can find.
Real,
That's
there's you could get lost in that, and I used to get lost in that, right? I would write too on there, like you guys have seen it. On that 5 EMA 5 minute. When it breaks that's when all that is great. It's great to know them, right? Do some research about indicators, and dabble and figure out which indicators work best for you. And that's what it did. It took me years to figure out this strategy. It wasn't something that I just came across one day. I thought you needed all of the scripts, right? I needed a good solid script. It needs to have this, it needs to have that, it needs to have this, and you don't like boil it bands I dabbled with them all, and I figured out which one works for me, which gives me edge, and I'm a scalper. That's what I do. I scalp all day. I take 1 or 2 day trades a day, but 90 times out of 100, I'm scalping, and I'd have swings, high conviction swings, and that's it. But find what works for you. And then I know he had asked another question here.
Yeah, and while
How
you're finding,
confirmations do you need to see on a chart before pulling the trigger? So that depends on the trade, right? If I'm scalping, all I use for confirmation is if I'm going long and I'm looking for a breakthrough VWAP. I'm looking for the MACD to cross and diverge. Either it already has or it's going to, and I'm looking at the tape and I'm looking to see if there's a buyer in the tape, and then I see that break, and that's my confirmation, and I scalp. If I'm swing trading, I like to try and watch the tape on my swings, before I get into them for at least a day, 2 days, sometimes depends. It depends on the swing as well. Sometimes I'll take a day trade and I'll like it for a swing, like we did with BYSI. But I like to try and find buyers, and then I'll also obviously couple that with due diligence. If you're swinging, definitely do research on the company you're swinging. You don't want to get yourself caught in fucking alf where you've done all. I mean, even that, I did a lot of DD, but you miss one thing and you can really hurt yourself. So you want to make sure you're doing solid DD. If you're not sure on how to do DD, ask some people. Milopo, ask him. He's fucking solid. You ask that guy to look something up for you, an SEC filing, anything. That dude is a solid long-term investor. Heat as well, solid long-term investor. Those guys know how to do DD. Sometimes I'll send my DD to Milo Poe. I send a couple things to Heat and have them double check things for me because I'm not, fundamentally a swing trader, but I do swing still. So definitely want to do DD. If you're day trading, I'll look for 3 buys. So I've got a list, right? I've got 5 things that I need to check off in order to take a day trader. First, I go down, top down from daily all the way to the 1 minute, and I'm looking at the chart. Then I want to see volume. I want to see a buyer in the tape to see the price, to confirm the price action's bullish. And then I also want to see the MACD, diverge. I want to see VWAP. I want to be over VWAP if I'm taking a day trade, or breaking over VWAP. And what's the other one as well as the TTM squeeze? If I'm on my phone, I like to see that go green. But if I'm on my computer, I don't have the TTM squeeze, so I'll use the
I think,
EW.
yeah, I think Mike, you're breezing over something that like don't
Yeah.
misconstrue what we're saying. Now, when you're trading, keep it simple. Figure out what you like, and if you're trying to trade in real time, like that's completely different than doing DD. When I'm doing DD and I'm like charting something out, fuck, I have everything open. Like I'm looking at every indicator I can find, and the more indicator it breaks, the better. Uh, to that point. But I'm looking for 2, maybe 3, like especially if it's never done it before. Like if we're in a new territory, 1 indicator is fine by me sometimes. Like I'm willing to take a gamble. Some people aren't, but
I'll take
2 indicators is like great. But if it's already like hit that indicator before, or it's made this confirmation once and then it failed, like then I'm looking for 2 or 3 to make sure it pushes through, right? So make sure you go back and look at the historicals on it to make sure it hasn't done this before and failed.
Great point. That's kind of, I guess I kind of breezed over that. The top down approach with the, going from the daily down to the 1 minute is what numbers kind of talking about. You want to look at, past what it's done in the past at the levels that it's at. And like you said, if it's failed with just hitting one indicator before, then you're going to want a little bit more confirmation. But, I took a short trade today, right? And I day traded this short and it was ABCT and I had every box hit, right? Every box hit on this short trade. It was beautiful. I was posting the chart in there. It had a nice intraday head and shoulders. I scaled in on the shoulder, and then it broke through VWAP. And then my confirmation to add size to the trade is when it came up. It rejected VWAP 4 different times on 4 candles. It bear flagged, and that's where I added my size. So you scale in, and then you average. A lot of people think you're supposed to be averaging down, but if you ask any anyone that works at a prop shop or a hedge fund or anybody that's a professional trader is going to tell you not to throw money on a bad trade, that you should be averaging up. You should be averaging down if you're shorting or whatever it is. Averaging down. Am I flip-flopped here? When you short and you average, it's average down. You're averaging down if you're shorting, and you're averaging up if you're long. So I look for that. I scale in, like Numbers was saying, as a gamble, right? My theory, my hypothesis. I get confirmation on that hypothesis. I add size. What about you, Julian? You still with us?
Yeah, no.
Julian
No,
just throws darts at the board and waits.
Yeah.
My dog got in the trash, and
How
I'm
do you
just now finding out. So I'm trying to clean up all this. She got into the toilet paper, so
Oh
it's like
no!
everywhere. But
How
no,
do you-
just to add to what Mike was saying, I think as far as like scaling in and stuff for options, that's different. I really have moved 100% really of my trading style to options. So for the average up, the average down, I would not suggest, if you take an options play and you're down instantly, 10, 15%, I would just cut the position. At that point in an options trade, I mean, you can go from negative 15% to negative 40% in
Pussy.
seconds. And
Sorry.
no, I mean, maybe, but you definitely want to protect your capital in options, because just like you can lose 40% in seconds, you can also make 40%. Just to throw that in there, like I wouldn't scale into an option. When I do an option play, I'm one and done. So if I'm wrong, I cut. I don't chase options, down, because then you start going down a rabbit hole, and before you know it, you've
Yes.
lost almost 60-70% of
Yeah.
your
I remember
initial.
and me and Julian came up in this group together, right? And we were trading options. It was like a year ago, and the options that we were trading, right? This guy, he was alerting for a
My
paid.
boy.
They
Hmm.
charged money for this, right? He
Hmm.
would be down on his plays.
Oh, not him.
Can you
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
hear
yeah.
you.
Yeah, he tell us not to use a stop loss, and then he tell us to average down at 40%. Let me tell you how many times I've expired worthless on this trades. Let me tell you. I've expired worthless so many times. That's a great point, not to average down on options, because they're deadly to average down on. You're just throwing more money at a dead trade. Like if I were to have averaged down on even Chegg, I held that to 0 because I didn't give a fuck. It was lottery money, and if I would have just kept adding to it, that would have been more money I lost. Or
Right.
anything
Right.
puts one time or call, and they end up expiring worthless, and I added to it. I averaged down. I lost $3,000. Getting down on the thing, and then on a 0. So that's a good point, not to average down. Set your stop loss risk to be on point with. They're built there, for retail traders to lose. If you're not good at, you don't know what you're doing with the options, you'll blow up. And we've seen Discord a couple people
Mhm.
at options that, weren't there yet to trading them. You know how also on. Oh yeah, you lost a couple $100,000 on options, didn't you? There it was too long to do it. Listen, I think it may have been 6 weeks. Sheesh. It was like $240K, right? Something like that.
I don't know. It was a lot.
Lot.
Put more
Too
in it,
much.
and it was it made me the person I guess that I am today because it reality check, like your job loss or whatever. It's like, holy hell, I can't believe this happened.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
just,
options is a 100% psychological game. With shares, it's the same, but with options, everything is so much more volatile in a short amount of time. Where if you're not managing your emotions, you can hold a 20% loss because you may have strong conviction, and end of day, with all the Greeks and stuff, it would, I think I don't know if we can post
There's
that somewhere, but there's a loss percentage ratio. So I think it's up until 20%. You'll need 20% to break even, or I believe it's like 21%. But
40%.
once
So
you,
go down 20%, you need 40% to break even.
oh really? Is that
Yeah.
okay? Because I
it
thought it
it
was
all
like
depends on
30%.
decays and
And if you're
everything.
holding
No. I'm talking like in general, so not on options, like disregarding the Greeks. Because I know like if you're down 30%, I believe you
you
need 43% to break even. Correct?
need you need 60%. If you go down 50%, you need 100% run to break even. I think it's actually 110%. You go down
Okay,
30%.
so that's even bigger than, yeah.
Yeah,
So like I said, you have to keep stops, because if you don't, you're fighting yourself, at the end of the day. You're not fighting the market, you know.
Yeah, and to be fair to what Julian's saying, he doesn't scale in on options, not because he doesn't think it's the right thing to do, but he never takes sleep options, or he hasn't taken a lot of them yet that I know of. It's
Oh,
more
for
day trade
leap,
scalps
that's
and things
different.
like that.
Yeah. I'm talking about scalps, like market open scalps, that, I mean, you'll pop 20% pops, and you also get flushes of 40, 50%. So
you're popping 400% pops. I've been seeing.
dude, QCOM, I mean, I got hit pretty hard today on calls, but those puts were in freaking, I think it was 2100%.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. I think we're at the end here, so it's been a really great show. It's been very informative. I know there's not too many people checking in, but for the people
Luna.
late, we're running a competition. It's going to be a Christmas giveaway. We're going to give away a bunch. Going to be a whole package of stuff. Gift cards. We're going to give away some cigars, some booze. I'm going to put together a package. So what you guys are going to need to do is you're going to need to join the Discord. So hit the link below, join the Discord. You're going to need to share, like and subscribe the post. You're going to share on however many social medias as you can the podcast and the YouTube link, and you're going to tag me. My socials are in social media on the Discord. You tag me in all of them. I'm going to write down everyone's names. We're going to draw from a hat or do a number generator, and on the next week's episode, we're going to announce the winner. So get as many out there as you can. It's going to be a package filled with shit. We're all going to collab and put some shit into the package, and we'll mail it out to you. And have a bunch of different gift cards, some booze if you drink. We got cigars. We got all sorts of stuff. We're going to add to the little Christmas giveaway. So like, subscribe, share, tag me in the share so I can count you. Or send me a picture of it. Like I said, and join the Discord. We're free. Everything in the Discord is free. Got alerts. You've got a lot of traders in different areas of their expertise that are helping each other, grow and reach those goals that we talked about in the beginning, and get financial freedom from this miserable world. So that's the competition. I hope everybody partakes. It's going to be fun. Like I said, we're going to give out a bunch of gift cards. We got at least $100 Visa gift card, a couple fucking restaurants and Starbucks, things like that. Some cigars. We got a bunch of stuff we're going to put in there. So like, subscribe. Post it all over social. Tag me or send me a picture of it, and I'll count your the tally. The more times you do it, the more places you do it on, the more time your name goes into the hat.
And
It's full.
yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a little selfish plug for the community. While you guys are out having holidays, friends and family, everybody wants to make money. Everybody's talking about financial freedom all the time. If you like what we're doing here, uh, tell your friends, tell your family, tell them to join.
please,
Maybe, yeah, yeah. Let's grow this. The more people we have around, the more people can learn. And maybe we get some sharks while we're at it. And then maybe we can run some sort of contest. Whoever invites or gets the most people to join the Discord. Maybe Mike will give him a leap put from Spy.
A leap put from Spy.
his Spy leap puts. Maybe Mike will give
He'll
one
transfer.
Look at Mike's face. Mike's not happy. He's like, no.
You told me not to buy them this morning, and they printed. I'm up 20% on them.
You know what I told Malipo today, just to wrap this up. I told Malipo, do your own DD, because everything that we say in chat about Spy or any other ticker, we are guessing, and nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen. So I said, just do your own DD, always.
Yeah, we're always just with each other back and forth on Spy. I never can tell you which way that thing's gonna go. Anybody that tells you that's not a fucking hedge fund which way Spy's gonna go, before any confirmation, is full of shit.
Yep, pretty much.
It's a casino. Spy is a casino. Somebody asked in the comments, do we think it's just a big casino? No, I don't. These are calculated risks, with due diligence, indicators. You can find good trades that are solid trades that work every time. And you can find setups that give you edge, but with Spy, it is a casino.
Yeah, and I think I say it every single show. Trading is not about finding the right trades and making all the money every single time. It's all about risk management. That's all trading is. It's 90% risk management, because you can be right 1 out of 3 times and still make money. You can be right 1 out of 10 times and still make money in the market. Like, you don't have to find the right ticker every single time, or even half the time, as long as you manage your risk correctly.
Exactly. Manage
So,
risk. Develop a plan. Trade your. Journal your trades. Find setups that give you edge, and I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's show. I enjoyed doing it. It was definitely a fun show. Remember the contest. Like, I'm going to say it one more time. Join the Discord, subscribe to the channel here, and post the YouTube channel on social media. The more times you post it, the more entries you get. And next week we'll have a winner for everybody. All right, love you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go eat some dinner now.
happy holidays, everybody. Take care.